Hello, my name is Gaurav Khurana, and I have been tagged by Kushal, who has asked a question on LinkedIn where he has tagged me and other people as well. And I have seen that many people have replied with their perspective. I'll share my perspective on this. So the question is basically that whether JMeter should be posed as a mandatory requirement for a SDET role because it is mostly related to automation, right? And JMeter is performance testing, right? It's not exactly automation. And the concern raises that whether the company wants entire QA department from a person. So I'll give various analogies and let's understand the perspective why a company wants it and what we can do about it. So let's begin. Share various analogies in this video, right, to try to explain my perspective. So I would like to ask you a question whether you like pizza more or burger more. So now I used to work in this building in Cyber Hub, right? You see this very big building. It was having 20 floors, 5 companies on each floor, right? So there were 20 floors. So there are around 100 companies, right? Let's say there were only 50 companies, right? So they all work in different way, right? Even I have worked in 3 companies. So their ways of working or the way software used to work 10 years back or compared to now or in different companies different because the context is different, right? So everybody is working in different, maybe somebody is working in a startup, somebody is working in a company which releases a software after 1 year, right, or after 6 months. Some are releasing on a daily basis. So the context is different and they operate in a very different manner, right? So that also adds to this point that why there is a difference, why companies are asking for different things, right? So there are startups, right? Why I'm telling this about startup, enterprise, and small, because there is a budget constraints as well, right? Maybe let's say small companies cannot accommodate 10 types of testers, right? Or maybe performance tester, security tester, different kind of tester. Whereas an enterprise company like which are preparing enterprise level software, so for them security or compliance, right? So all those things are very much important. They take care of all of that, right? Because let's say if you go to the Microsoft Azure site, you will see that security is built in, right? And there are so many standards that Microsoft follows. So for that, there would be different people would be required, right? So different companies have different requirements. So they operate in a different manner. Again, coming to that point, right? Now, next thing comes is that how about a standardization, right? So like in your science books, you have read that there is a SI unit, right? So meter is the SI unit, standard international unit. Why these were brought? Because it can bring universality, right? So that everybody uses the same parameters, right? Or same units. But do you think that everybody is using kilogram, right? On dumbbell, we find that weights are written on pound, right? Some company, like some countries, like US, there the distance is in miles. In India, it is mostly in kilometers, right? It could be different in different, right? For example, temperature, but we use degree Celsius, right? So even though there is standardization, still people are following different things because of different reason, right? Which is okay. Again, context plays an important role here, right? Like US did not change to a meter. They are still using miles, which was long time used back, right? Similarly, there are other stuff also where though there are standardization, but still you will see that people are following different stuff. So in testing also there is no such standardization, but there are certain things which you will see common, right? For example, I have seen that yeah, there is a tester role, right? There is a person who do the automation. In some companies this is together, right? In my organization this is the same person, right? So you could be a tester, you could be doing automation as well, right? And there is a separate role called as performance tester. This could be the case, right? Because as I told you, there could be different companies, they have different requirements. In some startups maybe they will join this as well, right? Because let's say they are not doing performance tests, right? In Shark Tank we see that so many companies are coming. Do you think that all of them are doing on their app performance testing and compliance testing and all of that, right? So it depends that how much you can accommodate or how detailed you want things, right? So right, I'll come to the point that why people want this person to learn JMeter, right? Which was the original questions, right? And some companies have dedicated security tester, right? So then again, it depends on the budget and how's the project. Maybe the project is not giving security as a second thought, right? Or they want to test all the OWASP, right? Whatever those principal or security testing things they want to run different kinds of security related tests, right? Because maybe their software is VPN or maybe say crypto where security is the most important concern, right? Similarly, there could be game tester and there could be maybe in future somebody called as AI ML tester, right? Though this person should be able to do these things, right? But these roles vary because there are different kind of company, different kind of things, right? So they have different requirements and they will not ideally adjust as per your need, right? Like we may think that okay, these people should be separate, right? But our thinking, we can raise concern, right? If it is a valid concern, right? But companies can do whatever they want or whatever suits well to them. So now you see, like if you type testing, there are so many type of testings, right? So all of this like performance testing, security, accessibility, usability, right? And data testing, globalization testing, localization testing. So do you think that companies should employ an individual tester for covering all of this? Right? Some of them have detailed things in it, right? So performance engineering is there, security is there, but they cannot employ for different testers for doing all of this, right? So somewhere it has to be done by few people, right? We cannot accommodate. If you see this matrix 1 2 3 4 5, right? 5 into 5, 25 and 27 are listed in this. There could be more, right? So now why companies are asking for JMeter as well? So one reason that I could think of is that so there are people who are, everybody is doing automation, right? Everybody knows Selenium, everybody knows REST API, everybody can create pipelines, right? Most of the resumes we'll see. So it's difficult for them to understand that, right? Which how to shortlist. So they added a new skill, right? If so, yeah, that's what my next picture is about, right? So if in the same amount you are getting a business class versus economy class, right, you will prefer business because you are paying X amount and people are available with JMeter skills as well, and here the person is not available, right? So take this person, right? Because if you are paying 20 lakhs here also, here you are getting JMeter extra, so company might prefer, right? Even if you get a resume of 20 people and one person is written security and all of that, right? So maybe there is a bias. You will see that, yeah, maybe I can take the interview of this person first because he has more skills, right? He even know mobile, right? So if you have to give priority, you can also might be doing the same thing. So that is also one of the reason. Maybe the company or that role may or may not require that much detailed level of performance knowledge, but if they have an option, they are using it. Right. So what to do? My advice would be like if you want to work for an X company and there is a requirement for JMeter, learn it because it's your need. Right. Also raise concerns if things are not valid. Right. So there is a lot of discussion. I'll not go into that whether somebody should learn DSA or not. Right. So yeah, if you feel that yeah it's not useful and still you want it, definitely you can raise concern. But companies and all their behavior will not change in a day. Right. So meanwhile you have to adapt for it if you want it, right? So but firstly I would advise that be good in the front end and back end automation, right? Like at least one tool you should know for UI, one for API, and you can even create basic pipelines, right? So after that only jump to JMeter, right? If you are not good in this and directly you are jumping, then that might not help because you have not covered these basic things, right? Because not all companies are asking for JMeter, but they will definitely expect if you are doing automation, you should be good in these two and then this one and then comes the JMeter. So that was my perspective that why companies are including it, because they are getting the people in the same cost and with extra skills, so they are doing it. And different companies behave in different way, right? They have different requirements, so that's why things you will find it different. So this is my channel udzial.com. You can just check it out and come on this page and look at the playlist, and feel free to comment on this video like what are your views. Thank you for watching.